Welcome to PullyMinistries Audio Babble. Today we'll be starting the Book of First Chronicles. At first glance, the Books of Chronicles seem to be a mere retelling of the books of Samuel and Kings. And in fact, they do tell the story over from another point of view. In order to see the difference between them, we must first consider the setting in which Chronicles was written. Chronicles 1 and 2 were written in Jerusalem by Ezra, with First Chronicles covering from about 1077 to 1037 BCE. Second Chronicles from 1037 to 537 BCE, another 500 years. The Chronicles were written about 77 years after the Babylonian captivity had ended. That's the captivity in 2 Kings. The king of Persia had permitted the Jews to return to their homeland, and many of them had resettled there. They had been commissioned to rebuild. However, worship in the rebuilt temple had already taken a dangerous turn. Ezra had been commissioned by the king of Persia to oversee worship and to appoint judges and priests for worship in the temple. As he did, accurate genealogies were essential to make sure that only the people of Levitical heritage were appointed as priests. It was also imperative to have an extensive and accurate account of the Davidic lineage in order for God's promise to the Messiah who would come from the line of David. Ezra burned with passion to whip the disillusioned Jews back into shape, so to speak, and to assure them that they were the inheritors of God's promise. Therefore, he set out to write the Chronicles, tracing the genealogy of man all the way back to Adam, and to tell them again of the heroic deeds of David and the kingdom, to tell them the history of David, nearly leaving out the unredeeming qualities of the final kings of Judah. He reminded them instead of their greatest kings, depicted in rebuilding the temple and restoring worship in Judah, and zealously leading their people in the worship of God, though he did point out the sins that led to the kingdom's overthrow. Ezra worked hard to stress the importance and elements of the true worship of God, reminding them of details of the temple, the priesthood, the masters of song, all elements of true worship. In Kings, Jeremiah told the story focusing on the prophetic vision. Here in Chronicles, hoping to reinvigorate the faith of his people, Ezra retells the story from a priestly view. First Chronicles. The descendants of Adam were Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, and Noah. The sons of Noah were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The descendants of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. The descendants of Gomer were Ashkenaz, Rephath, and Togarmah. The descendants of Javan were Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. The descendants of Ham were Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The descendants of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Ramah, and Sabteca. The descendants of Ramah were Sheba and Dedan. Cush was also the ancestor of Nimrod, who was the first heroic warrior on earth. Mizraim was the ancestor of the Ludites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphthites, Pathruzites, Calshuites, and the Capharites, from whom the Philistines came. Canaan's oldest son was Sidon, the ancestor of the Sidonians. Canaan was also the ancestor of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Sinites, Arvadites, Zemarites, and Hamathites. The descendants of Shem were Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. The descendants of Aram were Uz, Hul, Gether, and Mash. Arphaxad was the father of Shelah. Shelah was the father of Eber. Eber had two sons. The first was named Peleg, which means division, for during his lifetime the people of the world were divided into different language groups. His brother's name was Joktan. Joktan was the ancestor of Almadad, Shalaph, Hazarmaveth, Jerah, Hadoram, Uzal, Diklah, Obal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the descendants of Joktan. So this is the family line descended from Shem: Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Ru, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and Abram, later known as Abraham. The sons of Abraham were Isaac and Ishmael. These are their genealogical records. The sons of Ishmael were Nebaioth, the oldest, Kedar, Adbeel, Mibzam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Nephish, and Kedemah. These were the sons of Ishmael. The sons of Keturah, Abraham's concubine, were Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. The sons of Jokshan were Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Eldah. All these were the descendants of Abraham through his concubine Keturah. Abraham was the father of Isaac. The sons of Isaac were Esau and Israel. The sons of Esau were Eliphaz, Reuel, Uesh, Jalam, and Korah. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, Kenaz, Amalek, who was born to Timnah. The sons of Reuel were Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. The sons of Seir were Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishan, Ezer, and Dishan. The sons of Lotan were Hori and Haman. Lotan's sister was named Timnah. The sons of Shobal were Alvan, Manath, Ebal, Shipho, and Onam. The sons of Zibeon were Ai and Anah. The sons of Anah was Dishan. The sons of Dishan were Hemdan, Esbon, Ithron, and Kiran. The sons of Ezer were Bilhan, Zavan, and Achan. The sons of Dashan were Uz and Aran. These were the kings who ruled in Edom before there were kings in Israel. Bela, son of Beor, who was ruled from his city in Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jobab, son of Zerah from Bozrah, became king. When Jobab died, Husham from the land of the Temanites became king. When Husham died, Hadad, son of Bedad, became king and ruled from the city of Avith. He was the one who destroyed the Midianite army in the land of Moab. When Hadad died, Samlah from the city of Meshrekah became king. When Samlah died, Shaul from the city of Rehoboth on the river became king. When Shaul died, Baal-Hanan, son of Akbor, became king. When Baal-Hanan died, Hadad became king and ruled from the city of Pau. His wife was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, and the granddaughter of Mezabab. Then Hadad died. The clan leaders of Edom were Timnah, Alva, Jetheth, Oholibamah, Elah, Pinan, Kenaz, Teman, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Iram. These were the clan leaders of Edom. The sons of Israel, that is Jacob, were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Judah had 3 sons from Bathshua, a Canaanite woman. Their names were Onan, and Shelah. But the Lord saw that the oldest son was a wicked man, so he killed him. Later Judah had twin sons from Tamar, his widowed daughter-in-law. Their names were Perez and Zerah. So Judah had 5 sons in all. The sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Zerah were Zimri, Ethan, Heman, Calcol, and Darda, 5 in all. The son of Carmi, a descendant of Zimri, was Achan, who brought disaster on Israel by taking plunder that had been set apart for the Lord. The son of Ethan was Azariah. The sons of Hezron were Jerahmeel, Ram, and Caleb. Ram was the father of Aminadab. Aminadab was the father of Nahshon, a leader of Judah. Nahshon was the father of Salmon. Salmon was the father of Boaz. Boaz was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jesse. Jesse's first son, Eliab, and his second from Abinadab. His third was Shemiah. His fourth was Nathaniel. His fifth was Radai. His sixth was Ozem. And his seventh was David. Their sisters were named Zariah and Abigail. Zariah had 3 sons named Abishai, Joab, and Ashael. Abigail married a son named Jether, an Ishmaelite, and they had a son named Amasa. Hezron's son Caleb had sons from his wife Azubah and from Jerioth. Her sons were named Jesher, Shobab, and Ardon. After Azubah died, Caleb married Ephratah, and they had a son named Hur. Hur was the father of Uri. Uri was the father of Bezalel. When Hezron was 60 years old, he married Gilead's sister, the daughter of Machir. They had a son named Segub. Segub was the father of Jair, who ruled 23 towns in the land of Gilead. But Geshur and Aram captured the towns of Jair, and also took Kenath and its 60 surrounding villages. All these were descendants of Machir, the father of Gilead. Soon after Hezron died in the town of Caleb Ephratah, his wife Abijah gave birth to a son named Ashur, the father of Tekoa. The sons of Jerahmeel, the oldest son of Hezron, were Ram, the firstborn, Bunah, Oren, Ozem, and Ahijah. Jerahmeel had a second wife named Atara. She was the mother of Onam. The sons of Ram, the oldest son of Jerahmeel, were Maaz, Jamin, and Eker. The sons of Onam were Shammai and Jada. The sons of Shammai were Nadab and Abishur. The sons of Abishur and his wife Abihail were Abnon and Molid. The sons of Nadab were Seled and Apaim. Seled died without children, but Apaim had a son named Ishi. The son of Ishi was Sheshan. Sheshan had a descendant named Eli. The sons of Jada, Shammai's brother, were Jether and Jonathan. Jether died without children, but Jonathan had two sons named Peleth and Zaza. These were all descendants of Jerahmeel. Sheshan had no sons, though he did have daughters, although he also had an Egyptian servant named Jarha. Sheshan gave one of his daughters to be the wife of Jarha, and they had a son named Attai. Attai was the father of Nathan. Nathan was the father of Zabad. Zabad was the father of Ephal. Ephal was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jehu. Jehu was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Helez. Helez was the father of Eleazar. Eleazar was the father of Sismai. Sismai was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Jechmiah. Jechmiah was the father of Elishama. The descendants of Caleb, the brother of Jerahmeel, included Mesha, the firstborn, who became the father of Ziph. Caleb's descendants also included the sons of Marishah, the father of Hebron. The sons of Hebron were Korah, Tappuah, Rakim, and Shema. Shema was the father of Reham. Reham was the father of Jorkim. Rekem was the father of Shammai. The son of Shammai was Maon. Maon was the father of Beth-zur. Caleb's concubine Ephah gave birth to Haran, Moza, and Gazez. Haran was the father of Gazez. The sons of Jaddai were Regem, Jotham, Gishad, Pelet, Ephah, and Shaph. Another of Caleb's concubines, Maacah, gave birth to Sheber and Tirana. She also gave birth to Shaph, the father of Medmanah, and Sheba, the father of Machbenah and Gibeah. Caleb also had a daughter named Aska. They were all descendants of Caleb. The sons of Hur, the oldest son of Caleb's wife Ephratah, were Shobal, the founder of Kiriath Jearim, Thalma, the father of Bethlehem, and Hareph, the founder of Beth-Gader. The descendants of Shobal, the founder of Kiriath Jearim, were Heroah, half of the Mahanites, and the family of Kiriath Jearim, the Ephrites, Puthites, Shumathites, and Misharites, from whom the people of Jorah and Eshtaol. The descendants of Salma were the people of Bethlehem, the Netophathites, the Atroth Beth Joab, the other half of the Manahites and Zorites, and the families of the scribes living in Jabez, the Tirathites, the Shemithites, and the Succothites. All these were Kenites who descended from Hamath, the father of the family of Rechab. I'm going to have to stop right there at the end of chapter 2 because the batteries are dying in the camera. So, I was hoping to get to chapter 10, not even close. Check me out in the next video. We'll pick up chapter 3, The Descendants of David. Thank you.